Hey there, my friend. Perry Tinsley here. If you can relate to just having that energy draining feeling during the winter months, this episode is for you. As of this recording, we're approaching the shortest day or the shortest amount of daylight during the winter months. And when those days, you get those cloudy days, and they can seem a little bit, dreary or cloudy. And sometimes you feel a little sluggish. And when you string a bunch of those days together, and those of you that have had day after day after day after day of either rainy, dreary, snowy, whatever, it can be kind of overwhelming. And those winter blues, and that's what they call them, can set in. So what can you do to get through those so that you can keep your spirits high and your energy soaring? Well, I'll share some tips here in this podcast. I just want to thank you so much before we get into all that. Thanks and welcome to another Power Blast podcast where we provide nourishment for the soul, allowing you to transform from the inside out, providing you rapid results in mindset and fitness so that you can recharge your battery. I'm talking about your mental and your physical battery and reclaim your power. And before we get into all this great stuff, I want to encourage you. Go over to talktoperry.com. Get on my calendar. It's wide open for podcast viewers like you and listeners if you get in and listen to the podcast on your podcast app. And it's all about keeping that energy high so that you can reach all of your goals. And I want to help you recharge your mental and physical battery so that you can reclaim your power. We do that in 15 minutes. That's over at talktoperry.com. That's where you find my calendar. It might be down there in the little lower third there. So what prompted me in this episode is I was walking around the house the other day. And right now, as I'm recording, it's a nice sunny day. But the other day, it wasn't. And I'm feeling kind of sluggish. And, where I live, we might have their little cloudy days and it's sunny or whatever. But that particular day, I was like, I'm kind of sluggish. I didn't feel that way the other day when it was sunny out. And then it got me thinking, there's some things that you should be able to do to give yourself an energy boost and to take control or when on those days or during those times when when there are things going on that you can't control, like the amount of daylight you have in your day or the weather patterns. Now, there's other things in life too, but hopping, just getting when hopping on a plane and going to a sunny tropical destination isn't in the cards, I mean, that would be really cool, right? Because if you've ever done that before, you know how that can definitely totally change things in the way you feel. But for me, one of the things I do this throughout the year, but especially during the winter months, is I take vitamin D. Just to make sure that I'm getting the good stuff that sunlight would typically provide. I also use visualization because in your mind, when you visualize, you can go anywhere in your imagination. You can go to sunny destinations. You can go and create a visualization where you can just feel it. You can use all the senses and you're there. You're there. Maybe you don't get a tan, but you could feel like you are, right? Even if you created like a screensaver on your computer, from past trips, or even just looking through photos, that can do wonders for your mindset. This was kind of one of the things as I was doing a little research for this. I saw somebody with this idea, and I'm like, that's brilliant. I don't know if I'll do it, but it's brilliant. It's to recreate a tropical event or even a summer picnic of some sort in your house. Except you don't have the ants, you don't have the sand, well, unless you want to bring in the sand and the ants. But you could recreate, a themed event, themed day, themed weekend, themed week, themed month. I don't know, whatever. Even having living plants and fresh flowers in the house, that can make quite a difference in your mood and boost your energy. I know for Hillary and I, when we walk in, if we've got fresh flowers in the kitchen, you kind of brighten up your day. Maybe you don't notice them all the time, but when you do, you're like, oh, that's pretty cool. So you can do that. You could do something like trying out new foods. That could be something as simple as just signing up and having food delivered from one of those food delivery things, like Green Chef, and then trying out some new stuff like that. Or just buying a healthy cooking, a cookbook of some sort, and then just experimenting with different recipes. That can be really fun. Choosing, especially when you can choose foods that can boost your energy. And speaking of energy, that's where I tell people I can be a recharge for you. I call it a recharge call because so many of us, we go around life and going through the winter months like we are a 5-year-old iPhone, 5% battery life, no charger or power source in sight. And you kind of get into that little, things don't behave on the phone very well when you've got that low of a battery. And all of a sudden you're starting to make adjustments and turn on low battery mode and all that stuff. Well, on that phone call, I want to hear what things are working for you, what things are challenging for you, what's been a struggle, what's become that energy drain for you. And I'll tell you within 15 minutes of us talking together which direction is going to be the best for you, where you're going to get the best results from, and just to enable you to recharge your battery and reclaim your power. And I'm not really talking about the iPhone. I'm talking about you. And you'll walk away with 3 strategies so that you can boost your energy, reclaim your time, and make you the priority. And I love asking this question. It's like, really, how would your life look different if your mental and physical battery was running at 100% every single day? I mean, what could you accomplish? What could you do and be and have? That's over at talktoperry.com. Some other ideas, ramping up some uplifting music. Always a big thing, even if it's inspiring music or just music that you love. Or this. And one of the things that Hillary and I did, and it really does charge me up, is going over to YouTube and typing in and looking for some Hertz music. And I'm not like love Hertz, nothing like that, but it's an audio that has these frequencies built into it, and it can really impact how you feel. So go and do a search for this. 528, the number's 528 HZ music. That can be energizing, or 639 HZ. That can really elevate your mood, and just listen to those. And they usually have some cool background video stuff to it too, but that can really lift up and make you, the days feel better. Even getting an uplifting book where you can learn and grow and expand your thinking. Or maybe one's going to take you on an adventure on to a beach or something like that. Practicing gratitude can be really an uplifting exercise, and really, 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 if you take the time when you're in gratitude, is just to sit in the feeling and the flow of what that moment is and what it does for you, it can magnify it even more. Other ideas, we're in this holiday season sort of thing, so lighthearted movies or even musicals. And sometimes it's removing things that can make a big difference, like giving yourself a news detox. Watching the news, I think a lot of times people want to feel like they got to be informed and know and all this stuff. But if you just notice your energy level and how you feel, whether you feel upset or put off or disturbed or angry or whatever, that's really weighing you down and compressing you. Another thing is decluttering. If you take time to declutter a room, declutter a closet, or even a drawer or a desk can make a big difference. There's a series on Netflix, Marie Kondo. I forget what it's called, Tidying Up or something like that. Hey, check her series out. If you can get out in nature, that can be, go for it. It can be so therapeutic. If you play an instrument, play that, or even just singing. One of the fun things that we do every week, we've done it for almost 2 years now, is we get on what we call a happy hour Zoom with family and friends every week. And that's so uplifting, and everybody looks forward to it. And it would be absent-minded of me to not mention exercise. Exercise is a huge game changer. Just be disciplined about it. Maybe pick something that you would find fun and that would be something to challenge you and something brand new, something that you could look forward to each day. So just know, choose to use your power and take control, or, let the darker days, the shorter days, the colder days, the dreary days, the gloomy days outside, the excuses, the alibis, the justifications, let them control you and drain your power. I don't know. I'd like to take control and reverse it and empower my day. So it's deciding and committing to yourself and your goals and choosing to figure out new ways and looking at possibilities and learning and growing and keep moving forward. I would love to hear your top takeaway from today. Which one of these do you think would make the biggest difference for you? Drop those in the comments. I do respond to those. I read those, respond to those. You absolutely rock, my friend. And as always, remember, it's never too late. We'll see you next week. That's another Power Blast podcast in the books. Thanks so much for tuning in. And remember, when you are ready to recharge your battery, make sure you go to talktoperry.com. That's talktoperry.com. That's Perry. And I want to listen. I want to hear, what's going on. I want to help you in that 15-minute call to recharge your battery and reclaim your power so that you're off and running and creating massive momentum toward your dream. Also, every day, I am delivering more motivation, support, tips, and strategies inside my free community with amazing people like yourself. And we are conquering the mindset and the fitness. I do 52 weeks of free training in there. Plus, I coach and I mentor people, as well as give you access to tons of resources and guides. It's called my Upside Down Fitness community because we work on a lot of mindset stuff, the inside stuff. And we're a fun group of people striving to make healthier habits in this awesome chapter of life. So make sure you get in there. I promise you'll absolutely love it. Just head over to upsidedownfit.com and you can get into the group. And hey, you would be an awesome friend if you get over to iTunes or wherever you listen to your podcast and leave an honest rating and review for the Power Blast podcast. It helps awesome people like you find this show even faster, and that's who I'm looking for, awesome people like you. That's all I have for this week, my friend, and just to let you know, you absolutely rock. That's all I have for this week. I'll see you on the next Power Blast podcast, and always remember, it's never too late. We'll see you next week.